Which now finally brings me to part 3, the concept of person. You always hear that there are 3 yous: the one that you think you are, the one that you actually are portrayed to be as, and the one you want to be. Not necessarily true. The reason for this is because each person that you meet, based on what they hear about you, based on what they observe about you, based on what that you've told them, come up with several different concepts, or come up with a different concept of you than, say, the person that you've told other things to about, person that you've told, or that you acted differently or whatever. So the concept of you changes with each person. Okay, and so what you got is you got technically, well, also the concept of what they want you to be. Okay, it's another person. So you got like several persons. Okay, now there are people, and I've met a few, who are so content on nobody knowing the real person that they are, that they will go out there to great lengths to distance people. They'll act differently. They'll do stuff that's out of character that they really themselves don't even like, but they do it to catch people off guard. Okay, um, that is something that it's psychological, and it's probably something that they're afraid that people are not going to like who they think they are. Okay, because technically you can never meet you. Okay, that's one person in this world you can never meet. Is you. Now, um, the concept of you is sort of a conglomerate, okay, or a condensing of all of that to you. Okay, and like I said, several people come up with different concepts. The people I've met, I'll have a different concept of that person than somebody else who's met that person. They're all going to have different concepts. Okay, and how you go about doing that, a lot of people say, well, I don't really care what others think about me. Okay, if that's the truth, then why do you hide your true self? I know a lot of people are like that. They will hide who they really are out of fear of being judged. Okay, I'm mostly neutral, but there are times where it's lying gets to me. All right, that's something that if you're gonna come at me truthfully, just be truthful. Okay, that's cool. All right. Another thing is you can't really judge a person. You can't really have a concept of the person based on what others tell you, because different people have different motives and objectives and different ways of going about it. And they might be telling the truth, but they're telling the truth through a subjective scope, and are trying to bend and twist it just enough to probably put a distance between you and this person. People do it to win over friends. People do it to win over employees. People do it to win over their teachers. People do it to win over their professors. People do it to win over love interest. People do it to win over um, even a favoritism of the parent. All right, they'll say, they both went and they did something. Two kids went and did something. Okay, but it's something bad. They get caught, and one kid blames it on the other. Technically, that's half true. That kid that he blamed on did take part in that. He just leaves out the part that he took part in. Okay, but and you got to, people have several different motives, and it comes from the survival instinct, and it sort of has evolved into this. Now, evolution is also another concept. Now, why do I say this? Evolution does exist, does happen, but our ideas of it are a little off. Okay, first off, evolution did not start with or stop when the Cro-Magnon turned into human. We, to be honest with you, are nowhere, maybe physically a little bit, but we are nowhere near what the first humans were. None of us today. Okay, we have computers, we have cars, we have airplanes, we have electricity, we have light bulbs, we have video games, board games, we have architecture. Okay, all that, we have ships. All that, the very first humans didn't have. Okay, they didn't have none of that. They had to build it, so they started out with nothing. Okay, so our concept, our idea of reality, and even ourselves has changed over time with the progression of the times. Okay, they thought the world was flat. That was disproven. To be honest with you, like I said, you can't really, unless you go out to space yourself, you can't technically prove it to yourself the world's not flat. But it serves a logic with the, whole forces of nature type thing. The world is round. Okay, I seen satellites. I trust them. Okay, there's plenty of scientists I place my trust in. You can not trust them. Do whatever. Okay, that's you're right. That's your right as a human being. But the concepts of people, like I said, they change. They change from culture, from time, through religion, and the concept of yourself even changes. Some religions state that you die and you come back, you get reincarnated. Some religions say that you were pre-created, you come to Earth, and then when you die, you go to an afterlife. And some say that the moment you're born, you're alive, and when you die, you go to an afterlife. Others state that the birth and death, that's it, that's your existence. But it's still based on the existence, your own existence. It's based upon us pondering what is existence. Who are we? Okay? So, and that also helps with the concept of person. Who do you want to be? Who do you portray yourself to be? I don't even know who I portray myself to be here on YouTube, here on, when I go to school, when I go to work. I have several different roles I play. So people develop several different concepts of who I am. Okay, each person has a different concept. I'm a student, I'm to a teacher. Okay, he's a learner. To fellow students, I'm just a fellow student. Some of my friends, some, just like I don't even want to talk to them. My employees, I'm a fellow worker, coworker, superior, and not inferior, but lowerling. It just depends on the concepts. To your friends, to whoever. Okay, and you as yourself is a concept. You're a concept. Okay, you're a form that came into being, and you're a concept of all the atoms, all the thought processing, everything that you learned about yourself. That is you, and that is the concept of you. And that concept changes as you grow old. And your religion, what you believe in, that's the concept of you. It changes when you change religions. It changes just a bit. Actually, to be honest with you, your philosophical point of view on whether or not there's afterlife, God, whether this or that, is actually more important. And one tiny change actually produces more changes than you might realize. That's why it's really hard to deconvert from religion, or to convert to a religion, or to just fathom the idea. And that's something that we don't take into account. Christians, atheists, Muslims, whatever, it's the other person that we're trying to, yeah, you're showing them evidence, or yeah, you're showing them pseudo evidence, or whatever. But you got to understand that they're gonna have to change their whole concept of reality. Okay, and religions have a great appeal because they say this is how reality is, and this is how it's a sure bet. Okay, let's go for it. Well, it's probably why atheism doesn't have that great of appeal, and even pantheism, because it might not be that way. It's one of the other reasons why Hinduism, it has a good appeal to it, but a lot of people only find it hard to grasp. Same with Buddhism, because of the fact that they admit, yes, it changes. Okay, the Hinduism that's around today is different from the Hinduism that was around then. It changes by region, changes by locale, and all that stuff, and it will change in the future. Same with atheism, same with science, same with anything. It changes. Whereas religion gets really hard to change. So a lot of people tend to go for that, instead of the actual, spirituality or atheism. But yes, so really that's another thing, is you can evaluate the concepts we have created for the world around us, with people, with places, with things, but also evaluate the concept of yourself. Okay, that's the most important. All right, once you do that, once you change the world within you, you can change the world around you. Okay. So with that, I will bid y'all farewell. I will probably upload more videos to the series, but I'm just kind of hoping this shed more light on my previous videos. Those were done a long time ago. I may delete them. I may leave them up. Who knows? But yes, I know this is a repeat of what I said earlier when I started first doing videos, but I think this is more of a solid point. This is, what I was meaning. I'll try to show more examples. I also do a video on the benefits of meditation, which also that's another thing. Our concept of meditation may differ. Everybody's like, I think it's Om and stuff like that. Meditation has a wide variety. Okay, prayers, meditation, even just taking that deep breath before slug the bat when you're in baseball, or taking that deep breath before a big game. That's a form of meditation. So anyway, again, that'll probably be number 4 on this whole series.